What up, nerds, and welcome back to the Edge of the Sky. As always, if you plan on playing this by yourself and you do not want any story spoilers, please do not continue watching this, because we are playing through the whole thing, and of course, we have spoilers. So, if you don't mind, or you've played it, or you just want to play along with me, then continue watching. So let's pick up where we left off. Zero leans out of the way of the incoming charge like it's nothing. It sails harmlessly past him, eventually hitting the wall somewhere behind us. You want to be tricky, eh? This would go much easier if you don't fight. It would, for you. Zero rushes forward without warning. He swings for the intruder, who just barely moves back to avoid Zero's clenched hand connecting with his jaw. He jumps back, hopping several times to get as far away from Zero as possible. The intruder throws something at our feet. As it starts to beep, instinctively we jump out of the way. It beeps several times and lights flash frantically on the little device. But nothing happens. I snap my head back towards the intruder, ready to fight. But he's already gone. Already half the way down the hallway. I watch is running for him with only one thought in mind. If I run after him now, I could probably still catch him. Should we stay put or chase? With no time left to hesitate, I bolt after the guy. I hear my partner's footsteps behind me as I run, but I focus entirely on the intruder. He makes a sharp turn down one of the other hallways and I follow. But as I turn, I'm forced to come to a screeching halt. Two other blue wings block off my path. Ugh, seriously? All I can do is watch the guy run away. He glances back for a moment, and I swear I could see him laugh before he makes another turn and disappears entirely. Ugh, I hate that bastard already. I stare at my two opponents. Looks like I have no choice. Zero skids to an immediate halt next to me. If we take them out quick, we may be able to catch up with this guy. Glancing at each other, we nod. Zero rushes forward first, running straight at the woman closest to us. I'm forced to tear my eyes away from Zero when I hear footsteps coming toward me. I sidestep the woman coming at me and stick my leg out to trip her. She jumps over my leg and slides on the floor. I stop her mid-slide by grabbing her shirt. And now I'm grabbing other people's shirts instead of me being grabbed. Guided by my Augs, I give her a precision strike to the face, knocking her out. By the time I look over at Zero, his opponent is already unconscious on the ground. Not a bad team, huh? We do quick work. Good job, 7. The comms come alive suddenly, and I hear a familiar voice in my ear. 0, 7. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but most of the building has been infiltrated by Kairos. Hearing 9's soothing voice feels like a relief. Yes, we definitely noticed, but how did they get in? The roof? Seems like they arrived via airship. Airship? How did no one at P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M notice something like that? Or shoot it down, for that matter. 9 sighs. I don't have enough information to say. 0 and I glanced at each other. Oh, and 4 got shot. Is healing... 0 wasn't quite able to finish his question. He'll be fine. Dr. Park has him now. I'm relieved. But what can we do to help? 9 pauses for a moment. Head for the roof and a horrible screeching sound rings in my ear, and I almost rip my earpiece out to stop it. And though it ends quickly, my ears still ring for a while. I rub my ear, trying to ease some of the pain. I turn to 0. They've taken down the network. Guess we should go then. He nods quickly, marking the nav point for the roof. He runs off first, leaving me to follow after him. On the way to the roof, more Phantom Alpha members caught up. We ended up having to fight our way up, but working together we had no trouble getting through the enemies. It's a pretty view from up here. I make it up to the roof first, and something immediately catches my eye. The enormous airship parked there. I've never seen one in real life before, but I'm forced to pull my eyes away to focus on a more urgent matter. Some of Phase seems to already be here, fighting off a few of blue wings. The guy from before is here too, though he seems to have lost his hood somewhere. Finally caught up with you, you bastard. One woman tries to go right for the phase operative, but he kicks the charging infiltrator in the stomach, knocking her down. Another one moves behind him, and before I can call out for him to watch out, the blue wings get him into a chokehold. The phase operative struggles against the tight grip around his throat, scratching and clawing at the arm that holds him tight. The world slowed down, and everything seems almost peaceful for a moment as I look at the scene. The blue wing that has the operative in the chokehold doesn't see me. Not yet. She's left herself entirely open for an attack from behind. If I move fast enough, I could take her out before she knows what hit her. Being unseen gives me the perfect opportunity to plan my attack, though I know that I have to make it quick. 1 second too long and I could be discovered. I rush forward, taking care not to make any sound. Though, with the struggle they're in, they may not have heard me anyway. I make a running jump at her, elbowing her right in the temple. The intruder barely has time to react, letting out some strange mix between a yell and a groan. Her grip on the operative loosens as she falls to the ground like a lifeless doll. I look up just in time to see another one of the intruders rushing at me, only to be intercepted by Zero. He trips the woman, grabbing her by the arm as she falls forward. Without hesitation, he slams her face first into the ground with extra force. I can't see her face. The sickening crunch as her face hits the ground lets me know more than enough. Ooh. A definite reminder that even the cute Zero is a highly skilled operative. I hear an agonized yell and turn around only to see another of the blue wings fall to the ground. My eyes meet Six's. He winks at me before ducking out of the way of another blue wing trying to knock him down. Curious as I am to what the hell he did to that enemy, this is not the time for questions of any kind. I suddenly feel something cold at my throat. Strong arms wrap around my shoulders as my back is slammed against a hard crest. Don't move. A rough, low voice whispered in my ear. Though I can't see his face, the voice is familiar, as is the amused tone of the speaker. It's that annoying guy from before. I think of a number of ways I could try to throw him off, but with a knife so close to my throat, I don't want to risk it. Just as they finish off the last of their enemies around us, everyone turns to see me being held hostage. I don't see the other operatives, though. Plain nice, or 7 here will be dealing with having a new hole to breathe through. My breath catches in my throat, and I hope that none of them decide to be heroes. But the threat seems to be effective enough to make them stay in place. You must be the dog of Kairos. Oh, so you finally come out from the shadows. You should have introduced yourself sooner. The man chuckles, his hot breath tickling my ear. All right then, a proper introduction it is. Phantom Alpha, I'm Icarus, servant of the dragon and proud hound of Kairos. The pleasure is truly all mine. Icarus? Nice to finally meet you, Icarus. 9 casually glances around. Is Artemis here with you? 9's voice sounds calm, almost cheery as he speaks to Icarus. Suddenly, I hear a strange, unpleasant sound, and Icarus's hold on me loosens. The knife in Icarus's hand falls to the ground with a clatter, and I move away from him immediately. I whirl around to see the operative from before, holding what looks like a broken tablet in his hands. Icarus now is down on his knees, rubbing his head where the operative hit him. The others move in to surround him as I stare down at his defenseless form. I shift my stance, and with a quick jab in his throat, I knock him out. Icarus unceremoniously falls to the ground before me. Try getting invited next time, I mutter to his unconscious form. With Icarus now down and out, the unarmed operative draws attention to himself with a deep sigh. He turns the broken tablet over in his hand with a mournful look on his face. And I just got it today. Is having nice things really too much to ask for? I'm guessing in this job, yes sir. He sighs and tosses the broken thing to the side, eliciting a groan from wherever as it landed. That's what he's worried about? So this is where you were, 3? 3. Oh, so he's on my team, the Oracle. I examine him carefully. Well, his visuals certainly suit his classification. Why were you here by yourself? Just a little while ago, I was in my room doing some analysis. I was going over some security data that I've been working on since last week. I saw something strange, a pattern that kept repeating every day. I figured out that Kairos was planning to take down our systems and attack from the sky. Unfortunately, I figured it out too late, only moments before the attack. I couldn't reach anyone, but I knew they'd be coming. I rushed to the roof to confirm the data, but I have found myself in more trouble than I would have liked. Young, no offense, but you've really got to think more. Coming from you, I take full offense. He's right, though. You know you're not a combatant. 3 touches his neck slightly. I know. I've been punished enough already. Get off my back. 3's eyes finally moved to me. So you're 7, our 8th member. 7 is 8. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you. He knows who I am already? Well, I guess it makes sense, considering his job. Unexpectedly, he leans forward and takes my hand, slowly bringing it up to his lips. But before he can actually kiss my hand, 0 thighs next to me. Young, please. Confused over what's happening, or how to react, I do the only thing that comes to mind. I pull my hand away from his to a chorus of sighs. Is this how he always greets people? Given everyone's reactions, I can't help but wonder that. You don't all have to be like that. Is it really so hard to appreciate? It's just my thing. It's who I am as a person. I like this guy already. 9 sighs again. The last time you tried to do that was to Dr. Park, and it didn't go well. I raise my eyebrow at that. I can't help but feel like that's a terrible idea from even the little I know of her. I went to the very sudden, very loud static in my ear. Operatives be warned, the Kairos infiltration seems to be larger than expected. All over. The message cuts off with only that, and we look at each other. 9 is the one to speak. He doesn't say anything as he looks over toward the Kairos Airship. So this is a large-scale rebellion. Yes, I believe that Kairos is attacking in more places than just here right now. It's impossible to put out fires everywhere. What do you mean by rebellion? What does Kairos want anyway? What they want is 9 sighs. Nothing less than the destruction of P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M. What? Why? I'm not entirely certain. It'd be good if I could talk to them and understand better. 9 exhales slowly, deeply, and looks back at us. Let's check out the airship. We'll bring the fight to Kairos. Stepping inside the airship, we quickly find that it's completely empty. I've never been in one before, so I have to keep my mouth from falling open in wonder. I also have to resist the urge to go off exploring like a tourist. You can get a better look later, Haiyuna. We move through the hallways quickly and quietly. At one point, 3 glances at me. Hey, back there, when that woman was choking me? Thanks for helping me out. Of course, isn't that what teammates are supposed to do? True, but you reacted so fast even though we hadn't met. I'm grateful. She had that knife. I was afraid of what would happen if I didn't. Being an operative can be pretty scary, huh? That's true, but thanks to you nothing happened, so why worry about it? I guess that's one way to look at things. 3 and I end our little conversation with me being faintly surprised at his happy-go-lucky nature. We continue to move through the large airship towards the front, where the controls should be. Wherever we look, though, the place is just empty. As we reach the cockpit, we hear voices and cautiously approach. What we find upon entering is completely unexpected. 2 phase operatives are in there with who I assume is the pilot. They stand on either side of her seat. The hair, I remember seeing the dossiers. This must be 5 and 8. He looks like this guy right here. He looks like he's ready to go to a frickin' rave, man. I'm gonna get behind it. I don't know much about the 2 or what they can do, so I follow the rest of the team's lead. We silently wait by the entrance out of the pilot's line of sight. Please, just take us there. You must think I'm an idiot. No. You're my friend now. We would never think that about you. We just want to spend some time with you. Is that so bad? 8 leans down close to her, his eyes glowing faintly. It'll be fun. fun. Oh my gosh, okay. These 2, I like these 2. Fun. The pilot's voice grows soft and faint. 8's voice becomes gentle to match hers. Yes, so as friends, we just want to know more about you. See what kind of place you live in. This time I can see the faint glow of 5's eyes. But it's more than that. His skin itself begins to grow paler. Is that a side effect of his August? Or Augs? I don't know how to say it. I want to see Kairos. Can you show us? Show you? We heard it's beautiful there. It's full of plants and water, right? Ours only has them in the gardens. Yes, it's beautiful. I really want to see. Showing beautiful things to beautiful people. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Whatever is happening, the pilot is now nodding along happily to everything they say. Okay, I'll take you with me. I can even show you my favorite place in the base. Thank you, you're the best. 8 finally diverts his attention to us. You can come out now. The pilot looks confused for a moment, but 8 smiles at her as we show ourselves. Don't worry, these are our friends. And our friends are your friends too. You're safe with us. Pilot nods and settles into her seat. 5 immediately moves to stand in front of me. Hi, 7. He sticks his hand out. I'm 5. I've been really excited to meet you. A bit taken aback by his energetic man, I started to shake his hand. Instead, he gives me a squeeze with both hands before letting it drop. 8 steps closer too, standing next to 5. Hi, I'm 8. And me too. It's a pleasure. Staring at these two men, I started to feel bad for the pilot, having been under their persuasive onslaught. No kidding. We got Disco Fever Man over here. And a rave goer. Their charisma is so powerful, I can almost feel it. Me too. I'm really happy to meet you as well. I mean, excited? Nice to meet you. I hope we can work well together. I'm certain we will. Let's work hard. 8 turns to the men with me that I had almost forgotten about. I'm glad to see you guys. We were able to get intel that Kairos is empty right now. This pilot is willing to take us there if you want to go. Willing, huh? Amusement dances in 6's eyes when he asks. Now she is. 5 turns to the pilot. They're our friends, so they're coming too. Well, okay, the more the merrier, right? Exactly. 8's eyes flint over the group as if looking for someone. Communications have been down, so we couldn't talk to anyone. Where's 4? He got shot during an encounter with Icarus. The 2 operatives remained silent at the news. Don't worry, guys. He'll be fine. The medical team will make sure he's back up before we know it. 6 sighs. Anyway, I don't want to miss the opportunity to infiltrate Kairos, but I can't feel comfortable with leaving Phase like this. I think 5 and 8 were right to set this up. We need to take this opportunity to eliminate the enemy for good and stop this rebellion at its core. I want to go too, but we can't just leave Phase when we're being attacked. Throughout the conversation, I find myself watching 9. He seems to be carefully listening to everyone's opinions and weighing the options in his mind. Hey, 9. 9's attention snaps to me. What do you think we should do? We can split up. Have half the team go back and help the other operatives back at Phase, and suddenly a voice comes on over the comms loud and clear. You can all go. Phantom Beta is in control of the situation. Everyone looks shocked at the voice. The comms were iffy at best before they went down completely. Status report 10. Phantom Beta is pushing back the enemy and we've restored communications, as you can hear for yourself. There's no need to waste the time squabbling. If you got an opening to strike at Kairos, take it and end this shit. You're certain? Do you really think that Phantom Alpha is so special that their presence would make or break a situation like this? Aye. Or do you just think all those trained operatives are useless if Alpha isn't there to hold their hand? Stop wasting time and go do your damn jobs. Wow, 10, calm the hell down. Just don't get your asses killed. 10 out. She is harsh. Zero and I share an astonished look at what just happened. Whatever the rest of the team real reactions are, they hide them well. 9 quickly recovers and puts on his sunglasses. You heard 10. Let's go. We'll trust in our comrades to take care of HQ. Nods and murmurs of agreement resound throughout the space. Let's do our best, everyone. Of course we will. 9 gets gestures to 5. Tell your friend we're ready. 5 walks to the pilot's chair and smiles down at her. Can we go to your house now? Yes, just finish the systems check. Ready to go, prepare for takeoff. As I find the nearest seat, my mind wanders. The leader of Phantom Beta. There seems to be many interesting people in Phase. I hope I can hold my own against such a high caliber of professionals. The airship vibrates slightly. I feel the world shift beneath my feet as we set off for Kairos headquarters. Ooh, pretty. We reach Kairos without any issue and safely land on the rooftop. We empty out of the airship, leaving the pilot behind. The 7 of us stand at the entrance to the Cairo base. I'm not sure what I thought Kairos would look like, but I know it wasn't this. It's so nice and warm and peaceful. The serenity of the quiet rooftop deeply contrasts my apprehension about infiltrating an enemy base with no training. No, I might not have phase training, but I just need to follow my orders and handle myself like always. Before we can head inside, though, there is one issue. We need to split up into teams. 6 nods, and as his eyes scan the door. If we don't want to get caught the moment we walk in, yeah, going inside in 2 or 3 teams would probably work the best. 3 sighs. It's a shame 4 isn't with us, since we finally have an 8th member in our team. Splitting up would have been much easier. 9 quietly taps his foot as he thinks. I ain't dead, so don't count me out just yet. A chorus of 4 in varied volume surrounds me, yet I can still perfectly hear 4 scoff through the comms. He waits for the cheering to calm down before he continues as if everyone hadn't just screamed his name in excitement. I join in with a little cheer of my own, relieved to hear that my teammate is actually okay. It's one thing to keep hearing he'll be okay, and another to actually hear him again. I'll be joining you remotely. Glad to hear it. Okay, team, we'll be infiltrating the building since the pilot said it should be empty. We can't trust the enemy's word, though, even a charmed one. Therefore, we'll be getting into the infiltration and emissaries subunit configurations. Blah, tongue twister. The what? The infiltration unit will ensure the building is actually empty and clear the way for emissary unit. But why even bring the emissary unit here? I would prefer that we would be able to talk with the Kairos leadership and avoid an unnecessary bloodshed. I hope that we can come to an understanding with them. There's some unsure mumbling, but no one seems too willingly to outright disagree with the leader. For myself, there's really only one thing I'm worried about. Since my skills aren't particularly suited to either unit, which one will I be joining? You and Zero will be partnered up together as a duo at times from now on, since you're both strong and versatile fighters. And in this case, Zero's hacking skills will be needed to ensure we can open every door. Why don't you two choose a name for your unit? While the others converse amongst themselves about their plan of action, I turn to Zero. Do you have any ideas for her name? Of course not. Well, we both fight, so fighters? Team fighters? Seriously? I'm not good at this kind of thing. It's okay. I think you were on the right track. A team name should describe what they do. But we need something cooler. For morale? Right, for morale, of course. We kick ass, so... Team kick ass. No. Seriously, you were terrible at this. I was thinking like destroy, destruction, devastation. Team Rocket. I gasped and pointing silently at Zero. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Team Devastation. Dev for short. Sounds cool. I kind of wanted to go Team Rocket though. Too bad I couldn't name it. We wait until the others finish their conversations to answer your name. 9 laughs. It really suits you two. Dev team, really? The abbreviation is deceptively cute. I love it. It's super cool. I'm kind of jealous. Why be jealous? We got our own cool subunit. I can't believe these guys are all supposed to be deadly operatives. Especially this one. Can't believe it. I think back to what I just saw with the pilot. I guess it makes a lot of sense to pair those two up, though. Since that's decided now, you two can pick which team you would prefer to go in with. The emissary unit consists of 3, 5, and me. And though we're down one member, the infiltration unit consists of 6, 4, and 8. So who do you want to go with? 7 can choose. He glances at me as he says it, and I suddenly feel only one side's on me. Which team should I choose? I mean, the infiltration unit sounds the best, but I kind of want to go in with 9. Emissary. I think we'll go with the emissary unit then. 9 nods with a little smile. Welcome to the team. 3 gives us a little absent nod as he's already busy going through some data on his tablet. Wait, didn't he break it? Does he carry more than 1? Most likely. Let's have a lot of fun together. Sure. With the teams decided, we all head inside. The infiltration unit leads the way, and the emissary unit follows. Once inside, the emissary unit lags behind. 3 provides us with a map, though it's not entirely complete. I load it as an overlay on my arrow glasses. With the infiltration team scouting ahead for any trouble, we carefully make our way forward. Based on my data, the leadership seems to be either in the middle or in the basement. That kind of seems like, I don't know, a wide margin for error. You're supposed to be the data analyst, and you can tell us is that? Hey, that's a 50-50 chance. Don't complain. Just find the elevators. We might get it right on the first try if we start in the middle. Even so, if the leaders are here, there are likely strong fighters left to defend them. We should trust the others to clear the way, but still remain vigilant. Don't worry, Zero and I are with you, and we can provide backup to infiltration too, if they need it. I'm glad you guys came with us. I smile back at 5, yet again wondering how this cherub-like man could be in Phantom Alpha. We quietly make our way through the empty halls, headed towards the other side of the building. We have to wait for infiltration team to give us the all clear each time, so we end up doing a lot of waiting. I found myself glancing at the 2 members I don't know well from the time to time. Finally, since all there is to do is wait, I decided to just ask them a question. Who should I ask? I'm a little more interested in 3. 3? 3 looks up from his tablet finally. What is it? Would it be alright if I asked you a question? You can try. Okay. How did you get to P.H.A.N.T.A.S.M? How do you handle fights if they come up? How do you like being an operative? So how do you like being a P.H.A.N.T.A.S operative? I enjoy it. Even when you get choked? 3 shrugs. Every job has its downsides. I can't argue with that, I guess. You're an optimist, huh? Life wouldn't be as enjoyable any other way. Never dreamed there'd be an optimist secret agent. It takes all types. Besides, if I ever get tired of this, I'll change positions. You mean within P.H.A.N.T.A.S? Yes. That's enough chatting for now. I need to get back to my analyst. Ree abruptly ends the conversation by pulling his tablet up to his face to read. I sigh and glance at Zero, who's examining one of the plants in the room. Our eyes meet for a moment, but we don't get the chance to speak before the comms come on. All clear, time to move on, emissary. Come on, guys, let's get going. Without another word, we begin moving down the hallway. A minute later, 3 breaks the silence by whispering. If we find the Kairos leadership, this could be a great opportunity to take them all out. Hell yes! We can stop the rebellion at the source and finally end Kairos for good. That's true, this whole thing might be lucky after all. As I listen to them talk, one more thing comes to mind, an important detail that everyone forgot to mention. Guys, can you tell me who the Kairos leaders are? I keep my voice low as I ask them. There are 3 main leaders. 3 pains in the ass, especially the magician. Just which team is he supposed to be supporting again? I briefly wonder if he's just anxious or bored back at P.H.A.N.T.A.S. Or both. Probably both. 9 chuckles quietly at 4's interruption. You'll get a full debrief on them all later, but for now, it should be enough to know this. High Priestess is the leader of all of Kairos, the big boss, if you will. She's the one who ultimately decides everything. They say she wears really fancy clothes. I want to see them. Fashionista. Temperance is the spy master and the mistress of misinformation. She's the hidden eyes and ears of Kairos, as well as the reason Phase has to deal with any lies spread about us. She's messed with my data before. I won't forgive her. And then, as aforementioned, there's the magician. She's the genius inventor, the one responsible for all their technology. That, and she's their best gun. I could hear a low scoff over the comms, something I assume is 4 again. Call me crazy, but 4 seems to really have something against this magician. We all fall silent after that. As we move deeper into the building, it becomes clear that the pilot wasn't lying. There's a notable lack of people. It's so quiet, it's making me nervous. Shh. We need to be absolutely stealth here. We don't want to make infiltration job any harder than it needs to be. No more chatting. Throughout all of this, Zero remains quiet and thoughtful, and I just feel my anxiety slowly rising. Was it really a good idea to come here? We've just reached the door that seems to lead off to the main lobby. It's an open area, so you won't be able to move separately. It's safer for us to stick together here. Come join us in front of the door. You heard him. Let's move. We join up with the infiltration team in another hallway. The 2 are waiting in front of a door for us when we regroup. This is where the elevators should be. It might be just as simple as taking these down to the leadership's floor. I don't know. Doesn't that seem too easy? We don't have a choice but to try. That's right. We're at a disadvantage in an enemy base. We're lacking data and our own base is under attack. This is Phase's best shot right now. All we can do is try. I nod vigorously. We've come this far and it won't gain us anything to just turn back. If we don't try, we'll never know if we made the right decision. That's right. 6 steps forward to open the door to the lobby, and I feel a buzzing excitement building up in my chest. But that quickly dissipates as the door doesn't budge. Zero, can you do something about this? Zero wordlessly steps forward to examine the console. After a quick inspection, he turns around to face everyone. The lock on the door seems to be connected to an entirely different network. I'll need some time to open it. That's a sign we're headed in the right direction. 0, you get the door. 7, you watch over him. What is it? Nothing, Young. The rest of us can stand watch. When you get the lock, let us know. And if there's trouble, we'll keep them off of you. 0 gives a short nod before going to the console. I watch as everyone splits up and walks to the opposite ends of the hallway, but something strange catches my eye. A black cat stares back at me from behind the glass outside. When I blink, it's already gone. Huh? Weird. I shake my head and decide to focus on my orders instead. My body tense, I look around examining the hallway, before quickly realizing there's really no point. They'd have to get through the rest of the team before they get to us anyway. I look so badass. I take the deep breath of one who's gone through a long, hard day. I think this is the first time I've stopped moving today. The quiet stillness of the night sends a wave of tiredness over my body. I'm forced to remember that I wasn't ready for a mission like this, especially not a night one. Kairos likely planned it this way on purpose. Either way, I need to find a way to stay awake until this is over. I turn to look at 0 sitting on the floor. He looks unhappy as he moves invisible screens around with one finger. Well, invisible to me anyway. From the glow of his augs, and the intensity of his focus, there's no doubt that he's seeing Kairos systems. The silence between us seems to stretch on. The tiredness is creeping in, though I take off my arrow glasses and push back my hood. I rub my eyes. What should I do? Conversation always mentally stimulated, so maybe I could get another try with 0. Not like there's anything else to do anyway. Hey 0, can I ask you a question? I ask the question, but 0 doesn't respond, even the smallest bit. He looks too intent on his hacking. Or maybe he's mad. He does look mad. 0, are you angry with me? Are you so upset with me guarding you because I'm new, or... Oh, I'm not mad at you. I'm frustrated with myself. Yourself? What? If I did more things well, they'd trust me more. Then no one would have to have someone guard me at all. I see. I can't say his logic in general is wrong, but I doubt this is a matter of trust. But who's to say? He definitely knows more about how they work than I do. Was that your question? So you heard me. Sort of. You asked 2 questions just now. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Sorry. I'm sure I'm distracting you. I'm just trying to find a way to stay awake. Are you sleepy? Well, yeah. Didn't expect to go on an intense mission lasting through the night when I woke up early this morning. Then, do you want to talk? Whoa, you're offering me to talk? I was just trying to help. I'm sorry. I was just surprised. Anyway, sure, if it's not too distracting. I'm almost done, so it's okay. I don't really know what to talk about, though. Then, can I ask you something kind of personal? Okay. If I want to keep the conversation going, I better ask something with depth, or I'll just get more one-word answers. What would you be doing if not this? Trying to keep the mood light, I decided to ask a what-if question. What would you be doing if you weren't, here, doing this? I avoid specifically anything else, on the off chance an enemy was nearby, but Zero seems to immediately get it. I don't know. Really? You've never thought about a different life? No, I have. I used to all the time when I was young. I just forgot, because it's been so long. Zero shifts into silence for a moment. I can't help but feel a pang in my heart knowing that he's been with FaZe since he was a child. I've always done well with sports. That's how FaZe recruited me. But I always liked the arts even more. Like drawing and stuff? Yeah. Do you do any art? I used to before I joined Phantom Alpha. What kind of art did you do? I think drawing, music maybe. But I don't think there's any art that I dislike. Then what was your favorite? I don't know, really. Maybe drawing? I think I like to draw dragons and skulls and stuff. Cool things. Were you good? I can't remember. I don't really have memories about normal stuff anymore. What? Why? What's taking so long, you two? My heart skips a beat at the sudden interruption. Placing my hand on my chest, I turn to see Six is standing there. 6? We've all been waiting out here for you two to get the door open, Zero. You were talking so long, I thought you might have run into trouble. Sorry, Hyun. I pull back at my hood and shove on my arrow. No, I'm sorry. I'm sure I was distracting him. Zero shakes his head. No, it's fine. I was delayed only 11 seconds longer than I would have been, I think. You counted. Zero is just that good. I thought you both were probably fine. The lock is open now? Zero nods. 6 turns away from us, and I hear his voice over the comms. Emissaries, hold your position. I'm going to check the area along with Devastation. Be careful, 6. You worry too much. We'll do well. 6 positions himself on one side of the door and waves us to him, pointing to the other side. Zero presses his back against the wall, and I do the same next to him, leaving him closest to the door. I take a deep breath and try to get my head back in the game after my talk with Zero. All that can wait for later, until after we get out of here. 6 looks at both of us, his eyes seeming to say, ready. I nod. Zero makes a gesture in the air, pressing some button only he can see. I hear a beep and the hissing air of door's pressure mechanism, and it slides open. Before the door even fully opens, I get a feeling of something, and 6 shouts, "Move back." Zero and I jump back from the door, but 6 isn't as lucky. A masked woman stands before us, 2 larger guns drawn, pointed right at 6. Hey there. Good to see you again, Mags. Mags, the magician? So this is one of the Kairos leaders then. I guess we found that what we were looking for, if not in the exact way we wanted. It's been a while, so I'm gonna help you out with some free advice. What's that? Don't move unless you want to get fucked up. I'm perfectly okay with that if you do, though. I'm not sure who she is, but I can sense her murderous intent. No, really? Her slender body bellies her fierce, intense aura. Despite her jovial tone, I know she's not messing around. It's a shame 4 isn't here to properly greet you. Yeah, I heard. He's lucky that I wasn't the one who shot his ass, but she's lucky she wasn't up against me. Ow, my head. He must seriously hate her. The magician, or Mags as 6 called her, shrugs as if hearing 4's remark. So much for the mighty assassin. Tempe sends her regards to you, by the way. 6 chuckles to himself, but keeps his eyes trained on Mag's large guns. He seems to be holding up well under the weapons pointed at his face. But my own heart is pounding my chest as I wonder what to do. How to help 6 without getting him killed. My eyes shift to 0. He's focusing on the screen before us. His usual gentle eyes are now sharp, boring holes into Mags. You've got the upper hand, but you haven't attacked yet. So, what do you want? The same as usual. My trigger finger is itching. You know I wouldn't mind if this turned into a bloodbath. But Pri wouldn't be happy. Pri. She must be referring to the one known as High Priestess. It seems like the Pri wants us alive then. I'm grateful her subordinate seems to listen to her. So she came all this way. She thought she should greet all of you. She didn't want our honored guest getting lost in our home. Of course, I'm a nice girl, so I suggested I be the one to come here and pick you up. Question is, are we going to do this the easy way or the fun way? A tense silence fills the air as I practically wonder what's the right move to make here. Everything about this woman seems guarded yet eager. Ready? There's no opening that I can see that wouldn't end in someone's death. 6, step to the right. 0, engage the magician the instant he does. 7, provide support. 9's calm and pleasant voice filters through my comms, contrasting the tension of the moment. But I don't have the time to think about my orders because the men are already in motion. Without a hint of hesitation, 6 smoothly sidesteps Mag's gun. Instantly reacting, she opens fire on him and he runs to the side. But 0 runs toward her, causing her to spin around towards him, guns aimed at his face. Responding to my adrenaline, my August activate. Time seems to slow. That's when I see my opening. Her attention is divided. Her body is reacting to 0, but she's still pulling her vision away from 6. This is my chance. I run directly towards her. Her gaze turns towards me, but her body is too slow. I know she won't be able to make a clear shot on anyone right now. Ignoring her guns, I grab both of her wrists, and with all my strength, and twist them. Ugh! Her guns clatter to the floor, but 0 runs and swipes them up before she has a chance to do more. I can sense her annoyance behind her mask as she looks at me. Suddenly, she begins struggling against my strength. Then, with a frustrated growl, she violently breaks my grip on her. Having miscalculated the strength of her delicate frame, I stumbled backwards from the force. Shit, I'm open. There's nothing I can do. Before I can even catch myself, my back hits something hard. I turn my head and see that 6 has hands on my shoulders, steadying me with a smile. I quickly look back towards Mags and 0. Now in position of her weapon, 0 slowly walks towards us from the other side of the room. He has both guns aimed at Mags, thus trapping her between 6 and I, and her own weapons. Status report. The magician has been captured. Hearing only 0, Mags responds with a smile. Don't you think it's a little early to jump to conclusions? 0 doesn't respond, steadily keeping the guns he holds trained on her. You sure you can handle those? I'm sure I'll manage. Hands up. Mag laughs and slowly puts her hands up in the air. So you're not a completely trained dog then. Nice. 0's eyes narrow and I feel a surge of anger go through me. Who are you to talk? If your master tells you not to do something, you obey as much as any of us. Mags laughs again. There's a pretty big difference between a master-pet relationship and actual comrades. I open my mouth to speak before his voice rings out in my head. 6, you're still alive, right? Seems like it. We're walking in now. You guys did awesomely. So cool, so cool. Nice work, everyone. Hold your positions. I relax just a little and allow myself to breathe. We finally completed part of our mission. With Magician under our control, we now have a bargaining chip in negotiation with Kairos. I'm so glad no one got hurt. I watch the Magician while we wait. Her expression is inscrutable under the unique-looking mask, but she stands there defiant. Her hands are up in a gesture of surrender, but I get the feeling that it's more for our benefit than anything. I tilt my head and begin to wonder if there are more enemies around. Good evening, everyone. This is High Priestess speaking. The main leader of Kairos? A woman's deep voice rings through the lobby, but it sounds as if it's through the PA system. I just wanted to formally greet you all, and thank you for playing with Mags. She was burning to meet you all. Additionally, I want to thank you for your help. Thank us? Damn it, this can't be good. I told you it was too early to be celebrating, didn't I? While you visit us at our home, we were able to turn back the tide at yours. Seriously? I've always wanted to say this, actually. Thank you for falling into our trap. Olympia is now under Kairos control. Ooh. Holy moly. Okay, so that concludes this part. I am super stoked to get on playing the next one. And, well, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.